Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Right. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Okay, Seven of Cups. All right, we've got this. Let's see what this muddy water is that we need to get out of, right? There's some good fire energy to get us out of this muddy water. This is very interesting, right? We kind of have these are kind of some dark looking cards, some challenging cards, and then these bright, sunny, fiery, creative cards. Very interesting. Let's continue. Wow, I thought it was going to be all major arcana. It's not, but it's pretty close. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one card that we select at random from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We are going to set it aside. We'll put our frog on top. Now we're still looking for a name for our frog. Hopefully that card will tie everything together, give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. Let's look at these energies. We've got major arcana over here. Change, transformation, letting things go, giving things up that are not working for us, turning our challenges into opportunities, turning our weaknesses into strengths, right? Into strength. Here's the strength card over here. Major, major, major. More fire, 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 fire. A little bit of water. These cards are a little bit of water cards too. A little bit of air. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit of earth with the hermit, right? Very interesting cards. Very interesting. First of all, the Seven of Cups. There is something going on in your life that you feel kind of weighed down by. It's something that has an emotional hold on you. It could be an addiction, a habit, an indulgence. It could be a relationship. It could be some memories. It could be that job that you don't like, right? It's whatever it is. It's kind of dragging us down. It's some quicksand that we're kind of stuck in, right? But I do think a large part of this, just to summarize, I think we're taking these weaknesses, we're turning them into strengths. We are transforming this challenge into an opportunity. There is a sense of urgency behind it all. We have that Eight of Wands that go with this Seven of Cups. The water and the fire don't really get along here, okay? They're going to do battle. Your creative will, your spirit, your force, your fire, your light is fighting against this Seven of Cups. We're struggling against the quicksand. Okay? We know that we can't struggle too much or too haphazardly, because what happens if you frantically struggle in quicksand? Well, you make it worse. You sink further down. So it's not just fire on fire. It's not just runaway energy like this Knight of Wands down here. It's got to be a little more controlled like this Five of Wands. So the fire and the water are going to do battle. And I think that as we release ourselves from this Seven of Cups, when we free ourselves from this mud, when we turn these weaknesses into strength, there's going to be a little bit of this Three of Swords in the future. This is almost guilt or shame, right? This is almost, in some ways, it's almost missing the water, right? We kind of miss this a little bit, right? The Three of Swords, it's in the future. It's all about memory. It's all about reliving a traumatic experience and kind of feeling those feelings again. We're kind of we're closing our eyes and we're kind of imagining that we're back in that quicksand in this Seven of Cups, right? And we feel that again, all the different feelings that go with that. Maybe there was some pleasure there, some pain. Maybe there was some shame. Maybe there was some joy. Maybe there's a lot going on there. And this is the necessary way forward. We have to understand the process that we went through. We have to understand it's almost like this battle happening in real time. You don't really have a moment to sit and reflect on it, right? The understanding comes later. The insight comes as we look back, the hindsight, right? To see, wow, I really overcame something there, right? So we're understanding. The threes are all about understanding. We're going over it in our mind to kind of recapitulate our experience, to make sense of it, to understand it, right? And this, I think, as difficult as this is, sometimes you go through a situation, I don't even want to think about it. Sometimes we have to, because it's through this higher understanding, it's through this real assessment of what we did, what we accomplished, that we're able to transform into strength, right? So the Five of Wands back here, this is the kind of controlled way that we're battling this situation, whatever this emotional connection is, whatever this swamp or quicksand is. We're wrestling with it. We feel this sense of urgency. We're trying to control this horse, right? The Five is really what we're not so much battling this, we're battling ourselves, right? We're trying to do things in a very strong, a very confident but calm, assertive way. Not anything drastic, not anything out of control. We're trying to be strong. You got to climb out. You have to be strong to climb out of quicksand, but you don't just want to flail around. It has to be a very willed, very controlled climb, you know. Like if you're in water, in this case, we're in water. If you don't know how to swim, you panic, right? That makes it so much worse. So these fire cards here are saying, look, there is a sense of urgency, but don't panic. Stay strong, stay calm, stay confident, and you'll get through this, okay? And not only will you get through it, but we will learn from it. We will understand it in such a way that we will transform it. Now, the Death card is up here at the top. We are looking to try to find the silver lining in all of this. You know, you can get through a difficult situation, but then it's like you're just back at zero. We were in the negative, and now we're back at zero. It's still, you would have been better off had we not gone in this situation, right? So we're looking for the hidden benefit. We're looking for a way to say, hey, I'm not coming out of this at ground zero again. I've actually made a little bit of progress. This was actually for a purpose, right? It wasn't just a setback we had to overcome, and now we can finally start making progress again. You're looking for a way to transform this experience into something that does give you strength, that does allow us to push forward into our lives, that really does allow us to re-enter the world, to accept ourselves, to accept our experience, not to reject any part of us. Because this water, everything that's going on here, this is something that's going on within us. It may be in response to an environmental thing, but it's going on within us. We have to love and accept ourselves. And we have to keep fighting. We have to keep pushing forward. So I like the Death card. I like that it's at the top of the path of the Dove, because it is what we're focused on. We're focused on, how can I transform this really kind of crappy situation into a benefit, into something that's good for me, something that's helping me to make progress in my life. We've got a lot of major arcana here. How can I see this as an important lesson, blessing, message from spirit, from source. God, goddess, deity, your higher self, guardian angels, ancestors, spirit guides, whatever. There has to be a message in this. Nothing happens just by accident. I mean, it could. You know, I believe in accidents, but even in seemingly random things, there's a message there if we look for it. If we do the difficult and sometimes painful work of understanding what we're going through, what we've been through, we can extract some sort of message. We can distill it down to something that transcends what it was on the surface, right? This card's all about fermentation, right? Something is pretty yucky, right? It's dying, it's decaying, it's rotting. But from that is produced, well, a spirit, right? It's a liquor, an alcohol, but it's called a spirit, right? It's the spirit of the thing. It gives up its message, gives up its ghost. It reveals its secrets to you. If we look at it that way, if we're perceptive enough to see that is what is taking place, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking to find the secret of this thing. You're looking for it to reveal its mystery to you. And I think that is bringing us to the path of the serpent, and we get this strength. The secret is perhaps revealing our own strength. Maybe the secret of it is how strong we truly are. You know, I don't think Cancers get enough credit for being very, very strong individuals. Crabs, shellfish in general, don't get enough credit for being so strong, right? Resilient, but also able to withstand getting tossed around on the bottom of the ocean, right, against rocks and, falling down, crevices and everything and just getting banged around. Very strong creatures. Very resilient, very powerful too. If you've ever been caught in the pincher of the crab, they can be very strong. And so we have the strength card, the lust card, the passion card. This is kind of the evolution of Cancer into the Leo. This card rules the sign of Leo. So there's this theme of realizing that the next phase of our evolution is this strength and confidence and power. And we even see that with the very next fire energy card with this Prince of Wands. This is the Leo card too. This is Leo in theory, as a kind of a symbol of Leo. This is Leo in practice. This is living your life with this little bit of added confidence, a little bit of a boost. We're standing up a little bit taller, right? We have a little bit more of a gleam in our eye because we've been through all of this. We've overcome something extraordinary. And yeah, it should give us a little bit of confidence, not arrogance, right? We don't want to get carried away. But it should give you a little bit of boost of confidence. We need to evolve into a little bit of this Leo nature. It's the next phase of evolution. And this interesting death card, it's about evolution, transformation. Over long periods of time. It's not an overnight thing. Maybe this isn't just one experience. Maybe this is a repeat. Maybe this is a battle that we find ourselves in quite often in our life. Before we know it, we're back here again. And we're getting stronger every time. We're getting closer to fulfilling our evolution. We're making progress, kind of one battle at a time. I really do like this. Now, in the environment, we see this hermit energy. I feel like this is a very natural thing for a Cancer. It's the withdrawal. We go through something significant like this. We kind of need a timeout. I got to take a little rest. Got to sequester myself. I've got to retire from the world for a few, you know. And this is how we're able to recapitulate, to contemplate, to really chew this thing, understand it. We need to take some time away from the world to do that work, to do that introspection, to come to this understanding, to be able to transmute this situation, problem, experience, this battle, whatever, to transmute it into this real strength. Learning how to use this to our advantage, use it as strength, as magical force and fire. Right. So we got a little bit of hermit action. Now, we don't want too much of the hermit. We don't want too much. We don't want to stay here for too long. And I think that's why this is the card of timing, right? This position here, it's the position of the environment, of our relationship with the environment, and then kind of the timing between the two. So it's time for this introspection. It's time for this retirement to recapitulate, right? To assess the situation and really chew it over. But we have to understand that it's not a permanent thing. We have to know when the time is right to go back into the world, to re-immerse ourselves into the world. Now, this Hanged Man, this might be saying, hey, we don't want this. We don't want to put ourselves back in what could be another watery situation. The Hanged Man is pure water. So this is re-entering the world. We're reluctant to do this naturally because that water could be another swamp, another quicksand. So I think that's why this is the card that's here in the position of what we don't want. But it is what we need. We can't stay in this suspended hermit phase forever. We have to re-enter the world. And that's what this looks like. We're re-entering the world with a little bit more gusto, right? A little bit more pep in our step, standing up a little straighter. But this is all about timing, right? There's nothing that's rushing you in this phase. There is the urgency to get out of the quicksand, right? But then it takes some time to really come to grips with this situation, to really understand what you went through, what you overcame, how you did it, so that we can transmute this into strength. Take some time, but not too much time, because we need to get back to this. Now, this is us living our lives out in the world. Being strong, being creative. This is us not afraid to venture into the unknown, right? To take risks, to continue to push the envelope, to swim around in the water again, come what may. We can handle it, right? We want to avoid swamps and quicksand and stuff like that, but we're not afraid of it. We know how strong. We're getting a sense of how strong. Now, it borders on that kind of arrogance that's going to get you in trouble. So we need to temper ourselves. I think that's a good reason to have. We've got the fire, quite a bit of fire, but we've got the water and the earth. We got the contrasting cards. See, there's a lot of contrast here. We got the contrast here to keep us balanced, right? Kind of keep our pride in check a little bit here. So I like this. I don't know what this difficulty is exactly, but as I said, it has a very emotional tie. We take everything quite emotionally, right? Everything that affects us, it has that emotional component to it. So this could be anything, really. It could be anything. It could be generally just kind of anything, you know, any kind of challenging situation, anything that gives you the Seven of Cups kind of feeling. Let's transmute it into strength, right? Let's not be weakened by this water. Let's allow this to ferment and get the real spirit out of it, you know? Let's look at the mystery card. Thank you, Frog, for your assistance here. We are still trying to name the frog, so send some ideas in to the channel if you want to help us name that frog. As far as the mystery card goes, I kind of think we need some earth energy, but the last couple of readings for Cancer, we've been getting the Chariot every time. I think for at least the last 2 readings, we've had the Chariot every time. Part of me wants it to be the Chariot again. I want that hat trick. If it is, though, I'm going to quit. I'm done. I wouldn't be able to top that. Anything that comes after today is not going to live up to that accomplishment. But the Chariot would be appropriate because to me, if we had the Chariot, if we had the Chariot, then we have the Death card and we have the Leo. So it's kind of showing the evolution, right? Oh my God, it is the Chariot. Oh man. Well, I guess I have to quit then. I guess that's it for me. I don't think I'm actually going to quit, but I feel like I can't keep this up, But what I was saying was we have the Chariot, we have the evolution into this Leo energy. So I feel like this is kind of our divine cycle. This is our spiritual evolution here. And I think every reading we have where we get the Chariot and we get some fire energy too, I feel like we're pushing forward. We're participating in our own evolution, on that spiritual energetic level. And some of us are probably closer to the Leo energy than others. It has nothing to do really with when you were born. I mean, it does a little bit, but it's all about the transmutate. It's all about us doing the difficult work of the 3 of Swords, right? We can go through a million experiences, but if we don't understand them, if we don't really think about them and process them and integrate them, they're having a more subconscious effect, right? So somebody who's born closer to the sign of Leo, let's say more towards the cusp, may be further back in their evolution than someone who is born, at let's say the end of June or something. The timing isn't everything. It's about how we're processing these experiences, right? Because this kind of a spiritual evolution is timeless. It doesn't care about the date that you were born. You know what I mean? That's kind of an arbitrary thing. Maybe you're starting out a little bit closer to the Leo energy than someone else, but if somebody else is processing more of these experiences, they might be speeding a little bit up. They might be catching up to you. It's not a competition. I don't want us to look at it that way. What I'm saying is, wherever you are right now, this is the place to start. This is the time and the place for us to be aware of these experiences and aware of our own unfoldment, right? Be aware of our progress. I do want to do one more thing. I want to consult the I Ching. I've got a little bit of time left in this reading. It feels like an appropriate time to do an I Ching hexagram. I know this is not the proper way to consult the I Ching or cast a hexagram, but I won't tell if you don't. But I want to see if there's any wisdom here that we can apply to this situation. It seems like a good situation for the I Ching anyway. "21, biting through." I knew it. Earlier in the reading when I was talking about the 3, I said there was something that we have to recapitulate. We have to chew it over, right? We have to digest it. Well, that's biting through, right? We're biting through it. We're getting to the heart of it. We're getting to the meat of it. We're feeling it, right? And it says biting through, creating success, fruitful to use legal proceedings. Well, the legal proceedings is a way to assess a situation and to reach a judgment on it, right? I mean, we've got to get all the facts. We have to understand. It's very much a 3 of Swords kind of endeavor, using the legal proceedings. Understand the facts, assess the facts, and figure out how to move forward. What is it? What do all those facts mean? What is the significance of these experiences? Okay. Now there's the hexagram text on the back. It says, it's time to bite through to the truth of the situation and deal with any obstacles fiercely, right? Turning them into strengths. It will help to use the determination of an investigator or a judge intent on restoring the world to good order, who will let nothing stand between them and the truth. Well, that's interesting. We have to be the investigator. We have to use this air energy. Maybe this is a little bit of detachment, right? Of putting ourselves back in that situation as a witness, not necessarily to kind of go through this pain again, right? But to understand it, to get all the facts in. What must you do to get to the truth, and how can you become more effective? Well, this is the card of effectiveness, right? And what must you do to get to the truth? Well, we have to overcome these situations, but we have to be present. We have to bite through. We have to get to the heart of it, get to the truth, understand it, collect the facts, transmute the experience into this strength, this Leo energy. This is a very significant reading for us Cancers. I'm kind of blown away that this was the Chariot again, you know. Whether I called it out or not, this was going to be the Chariot. So I wonder what that means. We keep getting this card. Maybe it's really time for us to embrace this spiritual work, right? To start collecting all of these facts, to really start immersing ourselves in our experience and extracting every bit of spirit out of it that we can, right? Anyway, we are going to do an extended reading, Cancer. If you want to stick around, just click on the link up in the corner. That will give you access to all of the extended readings, not just for Cancer, but for every sign. New readings come out every day at 6 a.m. and 12 p.m. Chicago time. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of your readings. All right. I want to thank you for being here, and thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. Ah, Chariot.